This happened in 2014, so some of the numbers could be a little wrong. I'm speaking more from memory than from written down notes. So, welcome to Subramani. I am sure you've clicked on the bell icon and you have subscribed. I'm not very happy with the rate at which my subscriber base is increasing, but that's for another day. So I go to this restaurant and I'm sitting in a place all by myself, and suddenly a neighboring table of 7-8 people, youngsters, maybe in their 20s and 30s, come in, and partly hypothetical and partly actual conversation. So the whole thing starts by a girl saying, whatever I do, I cannot get my father to wear a shirt costing more than 2,500 rupees. Maybe adjusted for inflation today, it would mean 4,000-5,000 rupees. And everybody around there laughed and said, oh, I don't know how to convince my parents that they could afford a better lifestyle than what they are having currently. And I see no reason why my father should not have. For example, I told my father I'll take him to a 5-star hotel. And he was aghast. He said, I will not spend more than 2,500 rupees on one plate. I will not eat in a place where it is that kind of money. So if 4 of us go along with the taxation, you're talking of a 12,000 rupees for an evening out. My conscience does not allow me that, and I will not. Now, mind you, then the boy says, remember, my father was a vice president in a bank, he's earned well and all that, but he still refuses to spend money on one evening out. And these kids were all sitting in a place where it was costing approximately 1,800 rupees for a meal. And in my case, somebody else was paying, but these kids were all paying for it themselves because they didn't look like this was a business expense, so they were spending the money themselves. Imagine the kind of peer pressure on some of the kids who can't afford it. They just drop out of the group, and I think that makes sense. 1,800 for an evening eating out at the age of 22, 23, sure, they can afford it. Now adjust it for inflation because these are 2014 figures, so double it. So 3,500 rupees for a meal for a person, spending money from his own pocket, little difficult to digest for the previous generation. So another guy chipped in and said, oh, my dad will not travel by Ola or Uber. He always, he'll not take a taxi, he will not take an auto rickshaw, right? So, I mean, those were kind of the things which they were talking about. And again, a lot of laughter and saying, oh, what to do with these parents, etc., etc. Now, I could identify myself with both sides because I was seeing a lot of kids who are 25 and 30 and a lot of parents who are 55 and 60 who had 18-year-olds and 20-year-olds wondering what to do with life. And so, my take was very simple. Most of us in our generation have seen shortages. Not that I've seen too much of shortage. My father was very successful, so I had a lot of money right in my childhood. It was not really a very difficult kind of upbringing, but some people can spend money, some people can't spend money. Now, to say a person is not wearing a shirt beyond a particular price, it depends. You have to understand under what circumstances that person bought his first shirt. If he found it very difficult to buy a shirt, and I know people who have stitched their own shirts, that person will never be able to wear a 3,000 rupee shirt or a 5,000 rupee shirt. Very difficult for him or her to wear. So, having spent a lot of time talking to people about money, I realized that money is not just physical money. Money is a lot emotional. So, if a person has spent young age in not very successful or not very well off financially, having to walk an extra mile, having to take an ordinary bus and not a limited bus, and having to walk a couple of bus stops to save another rupee or two, or walking further away to buy vegetables or things like that. All those things get etched in memory. It is not something which people will forget so easily. So their later on behavior in life depends on all those things. Like I know one person who jumps to pay the bill as soon as the bill comes. Then I realized it was because in his childhood he was being told constantly by his friends, you will not be able to afford it, so we will pay. So that has got so much into his head, so whether it is a 75 rupee bill or a 7500 rupee bill, he'll jump to pay it, right? So this is just the footprint of footprints on your soul and footprints on your body over last 20, 30, 40 years for your body, and maybe 300, 400, 500 years for your soul, right? So impact will definitely be felt. You cannot wish it away. You cannot wish away the 1 year that you were unemployed, or the fact that during Harshad's time you were doing a deal and the deal fell through, or you lost a lot of money because your broker defaulted, right? All these things definitely leave a great imprint on your mind, and it will definitely affect your behavior. So I think also one thing children have to understand, that if they have today whatever they have and their fees was paid by somebody, and they got a head start in their life, it is because somebody somewhere gave up a lot of the things which they could have actually afforded, but they decided that their money should be compounding. So therefore they accumulated it for you. So don't, before you go to change the whole world, change your outlook, right? So don't, I realize after meeting 3000 odd people on a one-to-one basis talking about their money, that people are very different from each other when it comes to money, and many people are very scared that they will run out of money. This all comes from a shortage mindset. You cannot overcome all that overnight. It takes a lot of time. So why is your father saying he will not wear a shirt beyond 2500, or he will not eat in a place which costs more than 3000 rupees? All of that have reasons, and please understand, he's paid your bills. It's time for you to pay back, not laugh at them. Thank you.